know, cause money is the only thing. Addicted to the fast life. Poor girls in the spotlight.
Check 1, check 2. I'm from Detroit City where the Gators are blue.
That's that nigga intro.
Bars.
What up, though, world? I want to welcome y'all to the motherfucking Chopp Shopp podcast show, and this is episode 1 Deuce, and I am Marvel the Epic. And today in the building, we have TK.
Hey, what up? Shout out to all fat, light-skinned bitches with black inside thigh meat.
Oh, that shit stank.
And we have the homie Tezzy.
Yeah, this episode is brought to you by Tonic Water and Thunderbird. That's a hell of a combination.
And next to him, we got the beautiful Lady Sheeta.
Hola.
The melanin madam.
That's what's up. And today we have a guest, and I'm going to let Lady Sheeta introduce our guest for today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In my left-hand corner, your right corner, I'm bringing to the mic Mr. Back in the Day, player from the Himalaya. Okay. Mr. Telephone Man is nothing, never wrong with my line. Mr. Pitbull Master of all trainers.
Yes, sir.
Bring all your dogs to him. Mr. 2027 Mile, Mr. Jack of all trades.
Damn.
Okay? The man who taught me most about the dirt bags out here in the streets. Okay?
Oh, he's the originator.
Shout out to the scumbags.
Introducing my near and dear brother, Latif.
Okay.
What up, what up?
What up,
You
though?
missed something, though.
What I mean?
Jack of all trades, but the master of nothing yet.
Okay.
The master
I like
of
that.
nothing yet.
Welcome to the show, bro. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate that.
What's going on? So what y'all want to get into?
First of all, I want to say my sister, Lady Sheeta's skin is looking exceptional and ever so exquisite.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful melanin going on right now.
Thank you.
It's that black soap.
Ha!
Gotta
I
keep the
love
black soap.
What's up? What's up? Let's talk about the weeks. How I go down?
Shit, same old. Weather changing. Trying to adapt to that.
Hoodie weather is here.
Right.
Hoodie weather is
Fam
here.
life, music life, grind life, just pushing.
For sure.
Same old.
What's up with you, Tezzy?
Man, shit, you know what I'm saying? Same old. Trying to grind.
Trying to
You
grind.
know what I'm saying? Make something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I gotta say some shit, man. To all the motherfuckers that's, you know what I'm saying, cool with exposing y'all niggas and y'all females all online. Y'all nigga would take a stand on the nigga in a minute. Y'all snitching at niggas. Keep all that bullshit
I heard
on
about
somewhere.
that.
You got them bills? Cause
Oh, yeah. You can't ring them now, bitch. You can't ring them now, bitch.
until they get back.
Yeah, though, man. That shit crazy, though, bro. Like,
What happened? What you mean exposing? What you?
Man, I'm talking about if a motherfucker saying you news and you put them all out on the internet and shit, that shit gay.
That's
you know
what
what I'm saying?
Oh, so you saying it's news that we share amongst each other, but you putting it out here
you
for
wanna
the
put it
world
out
to
there
see.
trying to expose somebody.
Nah, we
like,
don't
well,
approve of
man,
that
nobody
over
don't
here.
Nobody don't do no whole shit
We
like
don't
that,
approve
bro.
of that over here.
I heard
That's snake
about
material.
Yeah, want to get in little groups, like
Groups. They making groups for that?
yeah.
that. That's for all the hurt people.
Yeah, it is. All them sad bitches and sad niggas. Oh, bitch, you ain't gonna go with me now, huh? Bitch, I've been dating you for 21 weeks. And you still got that nigga.
How your week went, shit?
Oh, it went good, I went to Chicago for one day.
Okay.
To a comedy show.
How was it?
It was fun tea.
Fun
Fun tea.
Shout out to Fun Tea.
Get your auntie in the fun tea.
It was fun tea.
Yeah.
No, I had a good time.
That's
Came
cool.
back,
That's cool.
got back on the grind.
Getting that money.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's
And I
what's
get
up.
your money too.
Hey, somebody over here lusting on your brother.
Well, I gotta shout out a couple of young boys.
Back on him.
Yesterday, Cavs won their regionals against Chippewa Valley.
All right,
It was a classic game, man. They won on the last drive. So, number one for Cavs, my dog DeAndre Square made the biggest catch of the weekend. So shout out to them boys. They are moving on to the semifinals.
That's what's up.
And the winner of next Friday will be going to Ford Field for the finals and the championship.
Okay, let's go.
Who they play next week?
West Bloomfield.
Okay.
I heard they're a good team, but I ain't watched them on tape. But we will dissect it and break it down and see what we got ahead of us.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
but shout out
That's
to them
what's up.
boys for still, you know what I mean, going on and on in search of that state championship.
Oh.
I got to salute King too. They won as well in Division 2.
Okay.
And I got to salute. Last week was the PAL championship at Ford Field. The Spartans won for the A-team division.
What's that, east or west? I don't even know.
The Spartans are west.
Okay.
They grand
Shout out to the West Side
River.
Spartans.
Yeah, so they won on the A-team, C-team, and D-team level, so salute them. Them boys been running for a few years now, and the Rams won for the B-team level. So shout out, that's my organization right there. So shout out to the B-team and Coach Dana for doing their thing, and let's salute these young boys again for a great season and how to cap off a good year with a championship. So
No
let's
doubt.
salute that.
Salute that.
I want
Coach
to say,
Dana.
I want to
Coach
say,
Dana, he
shout
will be
out.
on the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
He will be on the show.
Bet.
That's my dog.
All right.
I just right quick, I want to say shout out to all the motherfucking personal trainers out there. I'm talking about the sports personal, the youth personal, the youth sports
Oh,
personal
Sportsonal.
trainer. Yeah, try to say that five times fast, but my son, he's basketball training and baseball training, and
Yes,
these
sir.
motherfuckers charge an arm and a leg.
A grip, baby.
Yeah, an arm and a leg. They eating. I know they living
Yes,
out
sir.
in fucking.
That's the
I
new
tell you.
hustle.
Yeah.
The new hustle.
I'm
They
gonna
made
become
me
a
wanna-
trainer.
You hear
Need to
me?
do something because they eat. They eating real big.
Hey, we supposed to have a trainer come on in the next few weeks too. My man P.A. the Grizzly Huff.
That's
He
what's
do a
up.
great job over there in Southfield, man. He trained a lot of high school athletes and college athletes from the area. So shout out to that
Yeah.
boy and
Yeah.
everything he got going on over there because he's definitely a pillar in the community.
All
Let's
right.
salute that.
A little bit off topic. We do got a guest.
I
Let's
heard
get
you
into
No,
it.
we finna get to
Well,
it.
let's get
no
to
doubt,
it.
we finna get to it.
Tupperware.
talking about that tubbit.
Well, let's get to it.
What's going on? We got Latif in the building. Like I said, the Chopp Shopp podcast show. Follow us, and we're about to get into. Well, we got some questions. We got some questions.
First
going
of
on,
all,
or you
let's introduce yourself to the people
Yeah, let the
and
people
let them know a
about
little bit about yourself and your story. We this episode is really trying to bring awareness to the community on what's been going on as far as a lot of our young black and brown men getting locked up and how to prevent that. How from your experiences can we help these boys, go the right path? So just speak a little bit on about you yourself, how you came up and how the situation led you to your story.
Well, first of all, I grew up in Detroit, West Side,
What they?
and I took to the streets probably like about 14, 15 years old, running the streets. I didn't come from the type of background of the family in which, and matter of fact, the family I came from was the total opposite of the life I was living. So I deviated and hit the streets and never looked back until, I got locked up. But I got locked up at 26, came back out at 44, did 18 years in prison.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did 18 years in prison. I'm talking about, I seen a lot in which helped facilitate the change that I was looking for once I hit prison.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So with prison being a part that you say you seen a light and the change that you were looking for, what do you mean by the change that you were looking for? Was it the path that you were on needed to be,
Change?
yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. I'm going to tell you something. When that judge hit me with 18 years, bro,
Yeah.
I'm talking about 18 years.
Mm.
And you 20.
Man, I couldn't see no 18.
How
First,
did-
they came to me with a cop of 10 years. Now, actually, 9 years.
Okay.
Now, I had been to boot camp before. That's a cop.
Right. Right.
Probation is a cop, not 9 years. That's
Yeah.
a whole dime out your life.
Yeah.
Right.
So I told him, no, I'd rather roll the dice and go to trial.
What was the charge?
Assault with 6 counts, assault with intent to murder and arson.
Damn.
So they banged me because I went to trial. I'm
Yeah,
talking about they wanted me to do the 9 years, but I said, no, I roll the dice, spend the money. Let's go to court.
Yeah.
So when we went to court, they ended up hitting me. I got found guilty and they ended up hitting me with 18 years. So at that time, TK, that's when I knew, I had to change.
Right.
I had to change, bro. And I'm talking about, it wasn't so much the judge. put the thought of change in me.
Mm-hmm.
It was the fact, it wasn't even 18 years, but it was the fact that I'm about to be away from the family
Right.
for 18 years.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then going into it, don't nobody know how they gonna do 18 years in
Not
prison.
at all.
Nobody know how they gonna do a year in prison.
No doubt.
You don't know that. You don't know that, especially if you had never been to prison. So a lot of misconceptions that we see on TV is what I had in my head.
Right.
I'm thinking I got to go to prison, get my magazine vest together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But what was that initial feeling when he dropped that gavel and he told you 18 years? What was that feeling over your body that said, how was it?
You ever seen the movie of Malcolm X?
Yeah.
Okay, in that movie, Malcolm X, that judge told them, kept telling them all them charges and all they sentences.
Yeah.
He kept saying, I believe it was 2 to 7, 2 to 7, 2 to 7, 2 to 7. And then the guy that was stood next to Malcolm X, Shorty, fainted.
Yeah.
That was that feeling.
Yeah.
When he said 18. And actually, he didn't even say 18 years. He gave it to me in months. I can't even remember the months, but we was in 200 or something.
Oh.
So when he gave it to me in months, I was like in denial. I was like, this ain't real, man. This ain't real. I'm talking about I got to get past 98, 99 months, 103 months, you know? So, yeah. So I'm talking about I was in denial, man. I was in denial.
That's what's up.
Let me ask you a question then.
You asked me a couple of them already.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hey, we got heat over here, baby. We coming with it, you know what I'm saying?
You hadn't asked me a question yet.
No, I was getting ready to ask you because you said something about your perception of how it was viewed in media or on TV.
Okay, right.
So I want you to speak on that. Like, what is the life in prison? Like how you said, is it
Versus
what we see on TV? Is it what we don't see on TV?
Absolutely not. I'm talking about it's totally different. But the concept I had of prison prior to going, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I remember after I got sentenced, they told me December 8th I was riding out to quarantine, Jackson quarantine. Okay. And I remember getting on a van, and I even remember praying that the van flip over so I can be able to make an escape before I have to do 18 years.
Right.
You know, I was ready to rabbit on them. But when we got to the prison, I'm looking at Jackson quarantine. I'm talking about it looked like an old castle. And they have a cemetery in front of Jackson quarantine where you see everybody that had died in Jackson, whereas they didn't have family members to bury them. They got buried right there. Wow. And when I saw that, oh my goodness. So I'm thinking, okay, as we see on TV, the magazine, vest, be careful, don't drop the soap, you know, that type of stuff. I'm like, this is the life that I'm about to go into. So I'm talking about gladiator school. So I got to get the mind mentally right, you know? So as I went in there, I'm talking about it was something totally different. I mean, prison, I want to equate it to almost like a college, a dorm. But it's only that if you want it to be that.
Right.
You see, when I went in there, I was on a mission to change from how I was when I first go in. When I first went in, rather. I knew I wasn't coming out the same way I went in. I knew that. Whether good or bad, I wasn't coming out the same way I went in. Okay. And when I say good or bad, I'm talking about the misconception that I had of prison. And then also, when you go, once that conception was, I found the accurate conception of it when I went into prison and saw what it was. And then I understood the concept of prison, making it in prison. Then I said, okay, I can turn it into something good.
Right.
Cool.
I got a question. My bad.
Go ahead, bro. No, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? You did say you did 18 years. So I know you're a fast-star chef when it comes to them noodles, son.
Listen, I can lay them noodles out any way you want me to, brother. Listen, we had to get creative in there.
Right.
Because I'm talking about the child hall. They had boxes in the child hall. If you worked in there, guys can bet my witness that was in prison that worked in there. It said, not for human consumption.
What?
Not for human consumption. This is what they was cooking us. And we was eating that. So a lot of times you had guys that didn't go to the child hall.
Right.
And now that's all they did was cook them noodles. So I had to learn that.
Right.
You know, how to cook the noodles. Because a lot of times I didn't go to, you had pork every Monday. And you know, I grew up when we was born, Rashida bear my witness, we came from the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
So when I got to prison, that's one of the things that I took to the streets with me. I didn't eat pork. Although I was in the streets, I didn't eat pork, didn't drink, didn't smoke.
Okay.
I still held on to my values from home.
Right.
But I was in the streets. So when I went to prison, it wasn't it wasn't much for me to revert back to where I come from. And then also, you talking about cooking. I'm talking about I had to lay out so many different ways. I mean, I had to find so many different ways in how to cook a noodle just so you won't get bored with the same menu every day.
Yeah. He sent home a recipe book. Man had so many recipes in there.
But see, I'm gonna tell you something. It was two recipe books. But in them recipe books, I had took the food tech class in there, and they had a file cabinet full of recipes. So I took each recipe that wasn't pork or anything of that nature, and I was making copies of it, and I combined and made 2 books. But in there, I'm gonna tell you something. Also, I didn't know how to boil water when I went to prison.
Right.
I'm talking about that's the honest God truth. I didn't know. I cooked 2 hot dogs, almost burnt down a house at one particular time, right? But after that food tech class, I'm talking about I lay meals out now, without a noodle. And I don't want to see another damn noodle a day in my life. And even that'll be too soon.
So, right.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Can you talk about how important visits and letters are while you're on the inside?
Listen, extremely important. That's the honest God truth.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I can't stress that enough. And I'm talking about any of us who have family members that's in prison that we sitting here today.
Yeah.
If you got family members in prison, I promise you, I'm talking about, that is extremely important. That's the best thing that you can receive in prison is a letter or a visit, or even money on the phone to get a phone call. Yeah. Because a lot of times when you're in prison, you feel disconnected from society. Okay. Almost like you living on Mars. And you don't know what's going on back at home, and this is what worries you in prison.
Right.
Would worry a lot of guys in prison. And a lot of guys, I didn't see younger guys come to prison. I'm talking about it was different from when I first went down. When I first got locked up, it was 99. And I'm talking about when I got locked up, you had a lot of family support. Nowadays, you don't have that.
Right.
In prison.
True.
Yeah, and I'm talking about a lot of young brothers come there, and I'm talking about they lose hope of any change because they don't have the support.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when they go home, before they even go home, while they in prison, they doing all type of stuff that when this guy go home, I don't want him living around my mother or sister.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So do they have, well, we all know, but just for the people that don't know, if they up under a rock or something, like, do they have educational systems or trade programs or something you could pick up in there? Or, like, basically what I'm trying to say, do you feel prison is constructed or designed to help you be a better person than you was when you entered?
Absolutely not. Absolutely no, sir. You talking about a system that was created and operated by people that don't want to see your advancement in life.
Right.
So when a person goes to prison, they used to have colleges in prison. They don't have that anymore. They didn't took them out of the prisons. They don't offer you anything. My change had to come by way of me, not prison.
Okay.
See, when I went to prison, my mother and them, they stayed in my life in which they sent me books. I studied everything from science to math. I had to go back and learn the math again. So I'm talking about I studied everything from science to math to cooking, everything, religion, philosophy, politics, everything I can get my hand on, I studied it. Okay. But it wasn't the prison that gave me this, it was my family. Prison don't give you anything, it's a warehouse. It's a job for them.
Yeah.
So this is why you have on the recidivism rate so high. You have so many young guys coming home from prison going right back. There was many guys when I was in prison that would leave and come right back. One little brother named Eric, I never forget this little brother. He was my bunkie. He went home and he wrote a letter. And when he wrote me back, he said, "It's so hard out here. It's too hard to even get a gun." And I wrote him and I said, "Why are you looking for a gun?"
All right.
So, and then probably like a year or so later, I see him back in the same prison that he had left. And he told me that he got locked up for carjacking somebody on 7 Mile Woodward, right next to the police station.
That's crazy.
But this was a guy who went home, wasn't trying to learn much in there, and he went home and came right back.
Right.
But they don't have anything in there to offer you in way of change.
So you're saying it's designed for failure?
Oh,
But do that speak
job
to
security? Job
But
security.
let me ask you this. So
yeah.
tell the people out there about the books, about reading certain books you can't have. Can you have any type of book? Can you read anything?
No.
Let the people know about
Absolutely
that, man.
I'm gonna tell you
That's
something. that system there is designed like a slave plantation.
Right.
You know, on a slave plantation, not certain, but books you just
Yeah,
couldn't
you could.
read.
Yeah, you couldn't read.
So that's how it is in there, where you have a lot of books, educational books that's on the restricted list.
Okay.
One of them by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Message to the Black Man. That's on the restricted list. And I'm talking about the Nation of Islam itself has been known to reform. I'm talking about they got the best reformation program in America. And they have been reforming brothers, including myself.
Right.
And you got books like that. You got books like The Miseducation of a Negro, Carter G. Woodson.
I heard about
that.
that.
Yes, you got many books on the restricted list in the penal system that brothers cannot get access
I
to.
wonder why is that?
Shit, you know why.
This that new slavery, man.
Yeah.
It's the new slavery.
And then it's job security. They don't want you to go home and not come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what's your take on the correctional officer?
No,
Hold
he
on. And this has been episode 12. Thank you.
The Chopp Shopp podcast show.
No, go ahead, Ted.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, I just want to know your take on the correctional officers
You know I love
and they
you.
role. No, I love you right back. It's all good. For those who don't know, this is like my big brother, so you know what I mean? These are only jokes, but we do slap on this show, so you know what I mean? Stay tuned because backhands are legal right now. No, but your take on the COs, correctional officers.
Now, you have two different correctional officers. There.
Right.
Those who there for a paycheck and those who there to abuse their authority.
Right.
I'm talking about two different ones. You
Both
don't have,
bad.
ain't no gray area and ain't no in between.
Right.
You have those who there for a paycheck, meaning that they there, whatever you do, they really don't care about it.
Yeah.
Just do your time, they not going to bother you.
Right.
And I'm talking about some of them with that same mentality are those who sometimes bring the bag in,
Yeah.
bring the cell phones in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you have those who are so abusive with their authority, in which I had ran into quite a few of them. What they do is like, it's almost like and I'm talking about it was more blacks than white.
Right.
They kept their foot on your neck. And we used to always say, as Cube say, they showing out for the white
I was about to say,
Yeah.
that sound like yes a ball. That sound like yes a ball.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I'm watching the gun line, boss.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Now, when you got out, was it hard to adjust when you know what I'm saying, when you first got out? Back to like life outside?
Regular society.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think Rashida can bet my witness, brother. Since I hit the ground, I've been running.
Okay.
Since I hit the ground, I've been running.
Yes,
What I
sir.
mean by that is that when I sat in prison, I worked on self.
Right.
And by me working on self and keeping in contact with my family, the adjustment process was so easy.
Okay.
So easy because of the family support that I stressed earlier.
Right.
So easy. So once I hit home, the family was there.
Okay.
My little brother gave me like $3,000. As soon as I walked out of prison,
Oh, that's
he
what's
came,
up.
picked me up, and gave me $3,000
Right.
and said, "This is you." Then my sister gave me a car. This is what I'm talking about. That support, that family support.
Family support.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then my little brother, he turned around and brought my camera. Because before I went to prison, I used to do music.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after I went to prison, I knew I wasn't coming home at 44 doing music. Although my youngest brother used to talk about Jay-Z, he's still rapping. I'm not Jay-Z though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I knew that's writing is my passion. So I knew that I had to do something different.
Okay.
So I wrote a book, tried to write another one to get it published before then, but I didn't. So and then I started writing screenplay and little small skits.
Right.
So I had told my family, expressed to them my desire to get into film. So when I come home, my little brother, like I say, he gave me the money, then he turned around and brought me a camera. Almost similar to the one behind me.
Okay.
Yes, sir, brother. Almost similar to that
Right.
one. Yes, sir. But
Hey,
it's a
but hold
Panasonic.
on. Did he brought you a camera or he bought you one? It's a difference.
Hey, listen.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yes, sir, grammar. I said bought, didn't I?
You
Or
said
yes,
brought.
sir? Okay.
But we're going to keep on going. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, but yeah, so it was easy for me.
Okay.
It was really easy for me. Even in finding a job, I don't believe that it's hard on anyone coming home from prison if you're looking to do for yourself.
Right.
If you're looking to do for yourself.
But let me speak to that and say, you had a lot of family support. So how is a person who don't have that family support and the way the system is set up, where they limit your resources to getting resources to getting jobs, to getting jobs and providing for yourself. If like, you know what I'm saying, you don't have the family support and it's limited resources for you to do. How do that work?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if my family wasn't there, I was gonna take off running regardless. It all depends on the determination of the individual.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I might have not got it as soon as I got it,
Right.
but I was gonna get it.
Okay.
Because one thing you can believe, the hardest substance in the universe, as we taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is a made-up mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest substance in the universe.
Right.
It's hard to change the mind.
Salute that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So once you have your mind set, then that's it, man. You gonna take off running regardless if you got the resources, not because you are God enough to produce them resources.
That's
Bingo.
real. That's real.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Before.
I know people want to know. Have you ever gotten a fight in prison? I know about it.
Oh yeah.
But people want to know
Okay.
about.
I done got in quite a few fights in prison,
Mhm.
but sometimes I found it to be.
Well, let me ask you this. Explain what happened, and then
Yeah, did somebody try
What?
to take your cornbread
No.
or something?
No,
quite
no,
quite
no,
a few
no,
though.
no.
He says quite a few.
I know.
Right,
but
right.
yeah, tell why you got in a fight. You know, if it's
Well,
quite
I'm
a
gonna
few,
tell you
just
something.
sum it
I'm
up.
gonna sum it up. I'm definitely gonna sum it up. All the fights that happen in prison is based on disrespect. The level of disrespect.
Yeah.
You got some prisons like Kinross up north, 5 hours away from Detroit. The level of respect was so high there because it was like shoot 'em up, bang, bang there. I'm talking about you disrespect the guy there, you got tore out the frame because they didn't really have cameras.
No.
And the only reason why guys don't get bust out in prison, and when I say bust out, I mean stab, is because of the cameras.
Okay.
So guys think about the consequences. Oh, no, I'm not about to stab. They got a camera right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So-
Go ahead.
My fault.
No,
Cut
you
off.
good.
So, if somebody fucking with you in prison, you eating, somebody fucking with you or whatever, and you basically stand down like, look, you know, I'm not finna take you down. I'm just gonna mind my business and just walk away. What is that? Is that hoeing out? Is you looked at as a punk? Well, I mean,
Well, it all depends on who you are. And the reason why I say that, because you have some brothers, even when I was in prison, I told you some guys come in there, the little young guys, and they get ran over because they take the wrong route in prison. And they do things of that nature with, I don't know your history. You've been gone 10 years. I just got to prison. But you've been here 10 years.
All right.
So I see you, and because you try to resolve a situation with somebody in a peaceful manner, I'm thinking that you a coward. So I'm like, okay,
I'm about to try.
yeah, I'm about to try you. So I try you not knowing your history. You straight up killer, straight up gorilla in there. But I don't know this. But the guy that you was trying to resolve something with peacefully is a guy that you might have had respect for that I never knew nothing about.
All right.
So and then I try to disrespect you, and then I get my head taken off.
Yeah.
So, but it all depends on the individual. Your question is, it all depends. The answer to your question, yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been times where guys and saw guys, and for lack of better words, guys got hold, and the guy said, "Okay, yeah, I'm about to hold him too. I'm about to get his bag."
Right.
You know, and I'm talking about guys was good for that. Guys see a weak guy among you or among the wolves, and then grab me this off the stove. What you mean grab you this off the stove? I need that off the stove, or I'm taking your whole bag. Or I didn't seen guys go in the guy's room, tell him get up under the bed. Get up under the bunk and go in his locker and take his bag while he was up under the bunk watching the robbery in progress.
Crazy.
The robbery.
I say that because they end up hitting the two guys. One guy was on his way home from the east side of Detroit, on his way home, man, good brother. He ended up doing it to a white guy, and they prosecuted him and hit them with unarmed robbery.
Man.
Caught another case in prison on his way home.
And end up staying how much longer?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. He had to go to court and everything else for it.
I want to know how did 18 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you handle the absence of a woman? How that's tough for me.
Right.
I go 18 days, bruh. Listen, rip some off. You know what I'm saying? But 18 years, that we hear how strong you were on the inside mentally, but let's speak to that, man. That's rough. That's tough.
Right. Well, your answer is what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
How strong you were mentally in there.
Right.
A lot of times the environment influences our behavior.
Right.
So a lot of times, if you're not around a woman, you don't tend to think about a woman 24/7.
Right.
So when I went to prison, I'm looking at 18 years.
Right.
Now I knew one thing I wasn't gonna do when I say come out as a changed man was be gay.
No doubt.
Couldn't do that one.
No doubt.
I wasn't listen. I was so much of a homophobe in prison
Right.
that a homosexual couldn't even look at me and speak to ask me a question. That's how I was. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Now, we grew up not too far away from a homosexual that I grew up with his brother. I'm talking about on 7 Mile and Hartwell area. Okay. But it was a guy who we grew up with named Carlos. He had a brother that was a homosexual. Now, growing up, we go over to their house. You know, we blazed the little guy because we knew he was homosexual. We blazed him, but we also talked to him. But when I went to prison, listen, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, and I'll tell you why.
You guilty by association?
Ain't no question. It was so many times that guys who we knew that went to prison, and I'm talking about word on the street. Oh, he messing with a boy in there.
Yeah.
So I care about my image. I care about what people talk and say about me.
Right.
So when I went to prison, I didn't deal with, didn't associate with, because I'm not about to be sitting up here. I don't care if it ain't nothing but a casual encounter where I say hi and bye. I might be on a visit one day.
Yeah.
And my family and them come up. And this homosexual
here come
family come
Butterfly.
out there. And listen, yes. And the homosexuals come out there and be like, hey, Lottie. And the family looking at me like, that's how rumors get started.
Who is that?
Yeah, that's how rumors get started.
They throwing that bitch. I don't know. Like,
How he know him?
Right.
How you know, boy?
They you know it's on the streets like that. You know what I mean? Hey, I heard like no, I could be, or matter of fact, TK could come to prison. And he see me on the yard walking past a homosexual like, what's up? And at the same time, he on the phone with somebody from the neighborhood, and they asked TK, what's up with Latif? And he said, oh, nothing. He over there talking to the homosexual. Oh, man, they off and running with him.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going for that one.
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's even now though. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you see your homeboy and nigga with a gay nigga, you like,
I mean, that's normal to think
yeah,
that.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's the same way in that bitch.
You
too.
be like,
Well,
why
I'm
you
gonna tell
talking?
you
Yeah.
something. My little brother, I have a younger brother, younger than Rashida. I call home. This was like my 4th year in prison. I call home. He say, Latif, we gotta hurry up and get you out of here before your 5th year. So I'm thinking, man, the family having some kind of epic family reunion or something. So I say, what's going on in 5 years? He said, we gotta get you home before you turn gay. I heard you turn gay. Hey, listen, he didn't know no better. He said, I heard you turn gay after 5 years. I said, hell no. I said, look, bro. I told him, I said, who told you that? He told me my friend. I said, quit listening. Might have been TK told me.
Not at all.
You told him that shit
Not
too?
at all. We don't spread no rumors. We don't spread no rumors.
Hey, but I had to explain to him, you gay because you want to be gay.
No doubt.
You know, gayness don't happen like a light switch after 5 years. You just gay.
Well, if you can touch real quick on what you would say to some of these young brothers, man, who going down the wrong path, just give them a few words of enlightenment, encouragement, man, to help them not go down that path.
Well, the best thing that I can tell them is just stay out of prison, bro, or get off the path that will lead them to prison. I would love to sit down. I'm meeting with a friend of mine's mother, who we supposed to be putting together a program in which we're going to talk to the youth. And I'm going to grab a few brothers that I know from prison so we can talk to the youth. Okay. But, you know, what I can tell the guys is just, it's the wrong route. It's definitely the wrong route.
And I agree with everything, man. We can go, man. We could do another hour and a half on the show because I got some shit too I would love to discuss. But
yes, sir.
What about, I mean, it's hard. I mean, like you said, you just got out of prison and there's dudes out here with felony records and stuff like that, whether it's nonviolent or violent. And it's hard to get a job one way or the other. So how can you know what I'm saying? You could tell somebody that, but when you ain't got no heat, no water, you want some things you want to take.
Them penitentiary chances.
You're going to take them chances, man. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer is. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. But, yeah, we definitely got to do better. But it's so hard, man, because they put this shit in our hoods, this dope, this crack. They did it, like I said, once again, to kill us off. And, you know, we took another route, made it happen, do what it do, and made some money off of it. And now they want to in prison is like, I don't know as far as the numbers in prison, but would you say it's more blacks in prison
Definitely.
than anything else? That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get into some things later, but my thing is, what can we do to, I mean, as far as setting up programs? Do we start with the household? Do we start with just, we need some different type of activities going on, like to get us away from, out here in the streets or what? Because there's no more, like nobody is really playing. I know your son's TK is, doing the football thing, but nobody is the baseball, they dropping.
Yeah.
Fewer numbers, over the years, their numbers has been dropping. So it's like nobody's playing sports. Everybody's on social media and doing
Watching
stuff.
Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, and it's like this is how they're being raised,
Right.
and this is what they see, whether through this music that's being put out today. So I don't know. I mean, can you give some advice? I know, expand on what TK was saying, but some advice to,
I understand the
continue.
question. I definitely understand the question. And one thing that I can say, like I said, it starts with self. You asked, do it start in the household? It starts with self. Self. I can't express that no more because it starts with self. Not even in the household, just with self. If you consider yourself as a house or the temple, then that's where it starts at, right with yourself. Because if you change your thoughts, you can change your behavior.
Yeah.
Now, there's many felony-friendly fields out there as far as employment that guys can get into. It's not whereas a guy walk out the door, he can't get a job because he a felon. No, a lot of people out there hire felons because they get tax breaks and everything else for hiring a felon.
Okay.
So that's not even an excuse no more. We can't even use it.
Yeah.
And Costco is one of those.
Oh, are they?
Yes, it is.
Costco.
Costco. Shout out to
Yes,
Costco.
sir. Yes, sir.
Wait.
That's what's up,
Breaking.
man. Yeah, we about to take a break, and once again, let the people know what you got going on and how they can find you if you have a social media page or anything like that.
Right. Well, actually, I do videography. They can definitely find me off Lateef Wright 0616 at gmail.com or my social media page on Facebook.
That still sound like a prison number. Did you keep your
Listen, I'm gonna be
inmate
honest.
161?
Yo, Jackson.
Ooh, that's my birthday, man.
Okay. Let's let them know.
Yes, sir. But also Facebook, Lateef X Evolving. I'm on Facebook, but I do videography, and I'm trying to slide into this film industry.
Yeah, so speak to your book real quick.
Okay, this book is Game Over. This is the book that I had authored in prison.
Hold it up.
Rashida had mentioned about me teaching her about scumbags and whatnot. And actually, I was one of the scumbags that I was teaching her about.
No doubt, no doubt.
And I'm talking about some because I juggled women.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Coming up, I just juggled women. I juggled a bunch of women at one time. However, I'm out of that mentality now. I'm grown up.
He
I
used to
didn't
take
develop
me with
myself.
him to juggle these women.
Oh, so
He had one doing my hair.
goodness.
So this
Somebody's
what he was talking
tried.
about past episodes. Like,
Yeah.
no, my brother, you take me like, look, this is what these scumbag bitches do. Just look, don't be like them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. We'll be back in a minute. This is the Chopp Shopp Podcast Show, episode 1 Deuce.
One deuce.
Welcome back to the Chopp Shopp Podcast Show with our special guest today, Lateef.
Episode 12.
What up?
So go ahead and tell the people where they can find your book, where they can purchase it at.
This book right here, Game Over, Masking the Players, written for women. I got a sequel to this book coming out, which is written for men, called Men Up. But you can go on Amazon.com or any online bookstore and order this book.
Yes, sir. Let's salute that.
Bam.
Salute that. That's not one of them Steve Harvey books, though. It's like the tell all, men tell all.
This book come in-
You're not telling all our
Two sides.
secrets, are you?
You got secrets?
No, all the men players in
Good way to hit him. Good one to hit him.
No.
Hey, good way.
Look at your cheerleading staff over there. Yo,
hit him.
You guys got secrets.
No.
Answer the question.
It's some dudes out here who still, playing the game. They don't want you to give out all these secrets.
Okay. You
Well, that's your
want
man
to-
up.
I'm
Then they
happily
should
married.
man up.
I'm happily married.
Did you hear me?
I know you
Did
wife,
you hear
man.
me?
They should man up.
They should man
Book
up.
2 coming soon. They should man up.
All right, Lateef, you gonna join us now. We finna get into some of the Chopp Shopp antics right now.
Q&A.
So right now I got 3 questions for my co-host up here.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna start. Let me see who I'm gonna start. This is easy. I'm gonna start with TK.
Fuck.
I'm gonna start with TK.
Let's do it.
TK. Because we ain't even touched on football yet. So I want to
Touch
know
on it.
who will win this year's Super Bowl.
Tough
Who
question.
you going with?
Tough question.
That's
But
tough.
if I was a gambling man, which I'm not, and I had to put my money on somebody. I would say the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Steelers.
I would say the Pittsburgh
No.
Steelers.
No.
I would say
No.
no. Let me tell you why I say that. Because they got a proven quarterback who's won before.
Okay.
They got a defense that's known for being good in cold winter,
Okay.
which is where the playoffs is gonna be played. And they got a ground game
Ben
that
haven't
they
been-
can lean on.
Yeah, but Ben haven't been looking like it. So did you see that Detroit game? And the Lions should have beat their ass.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but what happened?
did.
He came right in here and won, right?
Yeah,
So
it wasn't because of him.
what did I say? They got defense
You
built
right.
for winter, and they got a ground game that they can lean on.
So no New England,
If I was a betting man,
Philly.
if I was a betting man, see a lot of these teams that you name, they got good records, but they regular
I feel
season
that.
teams. See, it's a
Shit,
difference.
New England is?
It's a different. No. But it's a difference between a regular season team and a team that's seasoned.
But Philly's on the rise now. It haven't been proven yet. I mean,
They on the rise, but
Okay.
they look good in week 8, week 9. But when the playoffs come and it get real serious, if I'm a betting man, I'm gonna roll with Big Ben now.
okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Black
Well,
and
good thing
gold.
you
We
don't
might
bet.
have to. Yeah, we might have to make.
I don't bet. I'm a Lion first. I want to say my heart with the Lions, but we ain't gonna go down that road.
You don't think so? What you think about the Lions?
I
They gonna
don't
make the
think-
playoffs or what? What's going on?
I hate that we don't have a run game. I hate the fact that we don't have a run game. I hate the fact that we had an opportunity
And
to
no
draft.
tight end.
He's the worst of the worst, the bum clot of the league. But I hate that we don't got a run game. We had an opportunity to draft a running back.
You right.
With our
You right.
second round pick, we drafted a guy who don't even touch the field and tease Tabor.
Hopefully we'll get them this year. But you know we got an easy ass schedule this second half of the season.
It
Easy.
sounds good, but are the Lions ever a second half team? Let's wait and see. I don't want to make this about the Lions, but let's stay tuned.
We'll come back to it. All right. My next question is for Lady Sheeta.
The Melanin Madam.
Hola.
And what I want to know is, how does a woman know when they're in love? No, scratch that. How do you know when you're in love?
That's a great question.
A woman or me?
You can give me both. You can give
I'll
me
give
both.
you one because I am a woman.
Hello. Solid
Oh,
woman.
solid woman. Well, it's more of an intellectual feeling.
Hello.
Okay.
Speak to it.
Okay.
Intellectual.
You know, like, it's not just the surface of the looks,
Okay.
the smell,
Hello.
but, you know, it's more of the mind. Like, you
Okay.
find yourself, for women, solid women,
Mhm.
you find yourself liking men that's creative,
Okay.
that can teach you something.
No doubt.
All right.
It's plenty of women like him.
All right.
But you know, you
So-
go ahead.
So you know, none of that storybook stuff, tingling, feeling, and something like that, or
No, I never got a tingling feeling. Now, when I was younger, like, you know, teenage years, you had butterflies in your stomach
Yeah.
when you see them. But as a grown woman,
That's kind of puppy
It's
love,
more-
though. That's kind of
Yeah.
puppy.
So
You
it's
know,
more-
as an adult, how you really love somebody.
right, exactly.
real men taking care of their situation, paying their bills.
Right, and you know, looking
Yeah,
out for you,
looking
making
out for you,
sure
yeah.
you know your troubles,
Yeah.
listening to you when you have problems.
That counts.
You know, whether it's work,
Yeah.
you know,
So-
kids or whatever.
Be a good listener, huh?
So let me tell you.
Exactly.
So if
And
they,
a big supporter.
so if they the perfect fit, you feeling this dude. He got everything.
Hey.
He meeting all your
Here it
standards.
come.
He might
But-
be.
Here it come. He set you up for the okie doke.
I know, right?
But,
He a woman
but
basher.
no, he ain't a one basher, but he got halitosis. Well,
Dude, it ain't making it past that.
Oh, so that's kind of like we can't get past the breath.
No. That's in the top 5. I need you to
That's
know
the top
that.
five.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so when we get to that
Top
later,
5
say that
turn
then.
off.
No,
So
because
we-
you know
But
when
what if
you
he just
meet
got
somebody,
that back wisdom and that's what's really
But you will never
causing
know
it?
because
He got
I'm-
like old food in there. He got a
but
hole in his
listen,
tooth.
but I never know because I'm not a dentist.
But what
okay?
if you're a tongue kisser and you back there and you back
You
there?
hit that bitch,
No.
that
And
bitch
you
get
hit
stuck.
that you hit that funk tooth. That funk tooth.
Set it off? No, but as you talk to a person, you can smell their breath.
No bad breath.
And it's not going no further than
I
that.
deal with that.
Exactly.
You can't deal. Why you can't deal with that if he
Oh,
breaking
damn.
you off?
Bad breath.
Because when he say I love you and lean in, all your eyes and love stank as hell.
Can you fix halitosis? Can
But
you
it's
fix
not
that?
gonna-
Can you
Yeah,
correct that?
go
Oh, you
to
can't correct
Dennis.
that?
Death.
You
Or
say,
just get your gums replaced.
just throw the whole mouth away.
Y'all got mouse for sale? All 3?
Damn, I thought Listerine
No.
or something.
Man, I
Gingivitis or some
can't. I can't
shit.
do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Damn. So
You can't.
everything perfect. You can't do bad
No, but
breath.
I wouldn't know if it
Damn.
was perfect because I couldn't get past that part. We ain't making it.
Yeah, we can't make
We
it.
are not gonna make it. No,
So
hygiene.
What if he
hygiene.
approach you? What if he approaching you
Excuse
with a
me.
bag full of money? What if he got the money out already
no.
or whatever? You know what I mean?
Hygiene is number one.
That's number 1, my guy. Numero
Hygiene.
uno.
Hygiene. You gotta have yourself together.
All
And
right.
now,
Now we finna move on to chill out. Now we finna move on to the bonus question. The bonus.
Bonus question. Oh,
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
Texas.
And this
What we
goes
winning?
to Tezzy, the East Warren prodigy.
let's go.
Okay, I'll give you that.
How do you feel about the mentally ill easily accessing firearms in the aftermath from publicized situations? Chill out.
I don't think they should. You know what I'm saying? Because
You don't think they should what?
should be able to carry firearms or even be
Ava?
able to.
No, I just read your mouth.
No,
You said Ava.
no, because I ain't say no Avon, bitch.
You didn't understand the question. You want me to repeat it or you
Yeah,
good?
repeat it for him, sir.
Okay, let me just repeat it.
This is real.
How do you feel about the mentally ill easily accessing firearms in the aftermath from publicized situations?
I think it's fucked up.
Tap into it. Go ahead, speak to it.
Because, you know what I'm saying? If you...
Let's talk to the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like, easily, and you fucked up in the mind already. And you get firearms easily, and then you see what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? All these shootings, mass shooting from my man at the church.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Then Vegas.
But
So,
the guy,
you know what I'm saying?
The guy in the church didn't have no mental illness.
Well, I'm
He
saying...
was mad at his parents.
Oh, well, that's
No, he
even more
was. He
fucked
did
up.
have. He did.
Right.
But everything, even from when the
I'ma
kids
tell you,
got shot.
I understand that's your question, but I just want to speak to Rashida. Anytime somebody go in the church and kill somebody, oh, they got a mental
got a
illness.
mental
Yeah.
illness.
You might have not been clinically diagnosed with it, but you definitely have a mental
But
illness.
look,
I think-
if you notice, when black people do stuff, it's
no
not
mass shooting.
considered a mental
Not at
illness.
all.
Nah, but-
Only the white people.
yeah, because they giving them
No,
excuses.
the dude from let me
Exactly.
give y'all a little backdrop of the guy from Texas, the Texas
They
church
taking your
shooter.
shine, Tessie. They
He
don't want
Right.
you don't want to
Oh, you shining.
go ahead. I'll let him finish it. Then I'll
No,
go ahead.
I'm just
let him
saying,
finish. Go ahead. What's your-
Anybody like
So-
dog that shot up the kids in school, Columbine, anything, Columbine.
I thought you said Calamine.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
Columbine.
Shout out to
bitch.
Chicken Pox.
But anybody that do, you know what I'm saying, mass shooting, it's something wrong with them.
But the thing is, they not
Period.
even. They not even. As far as mentally ill, when you go and get checked in a mentally institution, a mental whatever institution, a health institution, they don't even document this, or you can't even ask for these type of records. Like on the application, job application, they always ask, "Have you ever been convicted of a felony?" But the
Right.
question they need to ask is, "Have you ever been to a mental institution or been diagnosed, mentally?"
But
ill?"
they
Well,
closed
that's
a
true.
lot of-
Yeah, shit like that.
Yes, sir.
They
but-
closed
but-
a lot of mental.
But the backdrop of the Texas church shooter, he was he was discharged by the Air Force.
Right.
But while there, he made death threats to the superior officers, escaped from a mental health institution. They found him and put him back in. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they forgot to document all this information.
They
so he was
forgot
able to.
to?
get it.
Right.
Yeah,
They
that's
ain't
what they
forget
saying.
to. They ain't
This
forget.
is what's
That's
stated.
what they
You see what I'm saying?
But they ain't forget to.
And just like with the Vegas, like you said, all these people have mentally mentally ill.
To even
They
think
mentally
about
challenged.
Yeah, they mentally
People
challenged, bro.
sit up and think that shit. Like, I'm finna go out and kill 150 people. Like, shit, but I'm shooting for 200, but I settle for 150.
Yeah,
like,
you sick in the mind.
Hey, your shit all fucked up. Even my man that in South Carolina with the black church,
Yeah,
went in that
yeah.
bitch in. And they say he sat in there for a minute before he even did it, and people was talking to him.
It's a church. You supposed
Oh,
to
And
Dylan
he-
Roof. Dylan
Yeah,
Roof.
Dylan
Yeah,
Roof.
and he still, you know what I'm
So
saying?
how do
got
you
up.
feel they should change the policy, or what you think they should do with the mentally ill?
Shit, lock him up.
Damn.
Like,
How do that help them?
like, lock him up in the hospital and give him 24-hour round care. That's the only thing you can do. It's no sense of you doing some shit, then letting him right back out here and he's still fucked up. You see what I'm saying? That's just like, this nigga in jail and he did all this shit before he went to jail and he give you a bogus ass story, but you look at his history of the shit that he did in jail, but you still put him out here. He's
But
still gonna do the
everybody
same
deserves
shit.
a right to a second chance or
That-
to show that they've been rehabilitated.
Look, that is true. But if you get history going up to your parole, you know what I'm saying, hearing or whatever,
Okay.
if you get, okay, just say you went yesterday or whatever, or today, but you did some shit last week and you still letting him out. Like, come on, like, you see the history. Like, he's still doing the same shit and you still gonna let him out here for him to do some other shit. So that's fucked up. So, yeah, they should, you know what I'm saying, give them the care that they deserve.
I understand that.
So, that's all.
Y'all want to get into
Good
the
shit. Good shit.
You want to get into this after?
Yeah, we got a little bit of time.
Taking it from the top.
Hey.
Top 5.
Today we gonna touch on the top 5 turnoffs. The things that turn you off the most. Top 5 turnoffs. We gonna start with Tezzy. Since my man just finished, since you just finished, the mic is hot for you. Hit him, Tezzy, with the top 5 turnoff.
Ugly feet.
Ooh, salute that.
Bunions and corns. Like, you trying to make a salad, bitch. Like, take care of your feet. You feel me?
No doubt.
A person that's loud for no reason. Like, loud. What I mean by that, you loud to get attention. You just want to be loud.
Want to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that.
Okay.
He like, I don't like
I
that.
don't like
I don't like
that.
A person that talk with their mouth full.
Oh, they eating and talking. Huh?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
And smacking. Oh shit, I hate that shit too. Like, I cannot stand.
I hate
that
when
shit.
bitches talk with their mouth full too. You like that? No. You like that?
No,
No.
shit falling out their mouth and shit. Like, bitch,
You
damn,
like that?
bitch.
Y'all like that? Y'all like that? They went over there. You
Yeah,
like that? No.
what's that for? A person with just a badass attitude.
Okay.
Just a
Okay.
fucked up
Okay.
attitude.
Okay.
So
I got
Let's
that.
salute that little turn off gang. The Melanin Madam, lady. She
Okay, so my top 5 is, we just talked about it. Bad breath,
hello.
teeth,
Yes.
anything with the mouth.
Mouth hygiene has to be intact.
Yeah, hygiene.
Yeah.
Hygiene.
What if you
Right.
got good teeth, but you got that one that stick out, that poke out boy?
You talking about, yeah,
That
no.
boop.
I mean, because you can always go to the dentist.
That's called the
and
lead
that's
singer right there.
it. So
It's
yeah,
my time to shine,
hygiene. Hygiene is number 1.
Right.
And a man with multiple kids. That's-
Let's touch on that.
That's a turn
That's a
off.
turn off. You got it.
only one?
Multiple kids. I said
One.
multiple.
I'm just saying he just need one, or
He
anybody
can't have
with
2 and 3.
He can have two.
If you, no, okay, let me go in a little deeper. Like if you
No, go.
have,
Let's save it. Let's go to your 5. Get to your 5. We know what you mean. Just get to
no,
your
you
5.
don't. Got okay.
Yeah.
So and also a guy that's cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like cheap people.
Okay.
Cause I'm not cheap.
Right.
I don't need you to be cheap.
Right.
And I hate a turn off to me if a person want to kiss all the time.
That tongue kissing. Why
Why you want to do that?
passionate about
No,
it?
Right.
I
Let
don't
me
want
look into
it.
your eyes.
You know what I'm saying?
He want to
No.
lean in with it.
Right. Like, open your eyes,
That
see
David
me.
Large kiss.
I'm
What about you, T?
I'm not a kisser.
You want me to go next? You want me to go next?
And a person that nags. A nagger.
A dude that nag,
That's what's up.
he need to be kicked in the neck. What you nagging about?
All right, I'm gonna run mine down. Since
Bravo.
we ain't got that much time. I'm gonna go with laziness,
Yes.
Yes.
bad hygiene,
Yes.
bad energy,
Yes.
stupidity, and a know-it-all.
Ooh, I like your foe. Let's salute that
Why
stupidity.
you salute man?
No, I love y'all. I love.
What about you?
But stupidity, we gonna fuck with it. You already touched on a few of them.
Okay.
I hate dirty feet. my
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
That's the
bro,
first
I
thing
hate
should hit the
Dirty
water.
feet.
Ladies, you got to get in the water first with your feet.
Please.
How's you getting in there? Hand first. Your feet got to be together.
Face first, bitch.
Shy said lazy, but I hate a chick with a lazy eye. Because I don't know which one is the good one. That thing keeps doing this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
For y'all.
Yeah. I just look at the one in the middle. Fuck it. Another one. I hate a chick who ain't got no car. That's one. That. I'm not about to pick you up and drop your ass off all the time and you thinking, no, you got to get some wheels.
Yeah.
You ain't got no car, bitch.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Your pussy ain't that good. I hate a female who smokes cigarettes.
Oh, yeah,
Oh yeah,
that too.
oh yeah, that's
I don't mind them smoking the Mary Jane because it's kind of a turn on for me. But cigarettes, you filthy. Your breath filthy.
Bad hygiene.
And last but not least, the opposite of what you said. What? I hate a broke chick.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't like
You
cheap
never
dudes.
got it.
I hate
unmotivated.
broke women.
Yeah.
You can't be always wanting to go out, always want to hang, always want to hit a concert, always want to go out to eat, and you ain't even got the tip.
It's part of being laziness.
Yeah, bitch, you don't got
Unmotivated.
nothing.
Right.
You can't buy me nothing while we got together. Oh,
Right.
this look like it'll go good with your outfit here.
Yeah, can't do
No,
it.
you got
Cool,
to have a
cool.
couple
I ain't
dollars
no
on.
money.
What about you, Latif? You got anything?
5 of them would be definitely a dirty feet. Definitely
sir.
dirty feet.
What about a dirty
another
body
one-
though?
I mean,
Shit, your feet dirty, your body dirty. So it's like it go hand in hand. Yeah, it go hand in hand.
Hygiene very important. You know,
Oh, yeah.
a woman who used too much, not too much, a woman just use profanity. I'm talking about that is
vulgar
really a
mouth.
turn
Yeah.
off to me, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking about profanity.
Yeah.
Oh, you out in public, and
Yeah.
I'm talking about
You letting them
things
fly.
come out of her mouth.
Yeah.
So that as well, a woman that has no ambition, no drive, negative,
Okay.
and especially a woman that like to take control of everything, even you.
Oh.
Man, I hate that.
You got one more. Give me one more.
I thought that was
One
fun.
more is a woman that thinks on a mediocre level. In other words, you ask a woman what you want to be remembered as when she die, and she'll say, "I want to be remembered as the mother who loved my children," opposed to the woman that got a street named after her, a park named after her.
Let's get a little strip pole name after your son. Shit.
And there you have it, the conclusion
I call this
of
glitter.
episode 12, the Chop Shop Podcast Show. Signing out.
Detroit my birthplace, so I rep it to death. TK's in first place, even with them texts from the ref. You make it first base, while I be having sex with them next. I'm killing niggas like white tops, getting away with murder. My heart's in the icebox, cold-blooded with burners. I stomp in them high tops, niggas stop and observe them. I earned all 3 stripes on the block with the furnace. The heat, contraband, the crew, and the biscuit. A whole